Nah, you know what? Let's do it different. Yeah. Hump day, baby. What's up, y'all? Hope everybody's good tonight. I am. I'm really not, but I'm cool. We're gonna roll with the punches. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna roll with the punches, baby. What up, Tori? Tori 2200 in this house. Yeah. Yo, TK, right? Dallas, what's Make sure y'all hit that like button. What's up, Crash? So tonight, we talking about, yo, as long as we eating together, I'm loyal. Loyal as long as we eating together. In other words, tonight we gonna talk about when your friends are only really friends when y'all get money together or when you're feeding them. Basically, when you have something monetarily or materially to offer them. Yo, friends, how many of us have them? I said friends, ones we can depend on. Yo, and it's not always just your friends. When we start talking about loyalty, we might have to really start talking about what loyalty is, because that seems to be one of those words that mean a lot of different things to different people. So some people think it's perfectly fine for you to only be loyal to a person when they filling up your pockets or filling up your refrigerator, putting food on your table and a roof overhead. So, you know, we might have to have a meeting of the mind. Meeting of the minds, I should say. Yo, what y'all think about that? Yo, what you think about that? What you think about that? Yo, let me know, think about that. We here tonight and everything is gonna turn out all right. My name's Sun752, y'all know full well how I do. And I come here every night, sometimes in the day, on the weekends, that's our way. And it's never gonna stop you as soon as you see me and the beat drops. We gonna take it there, take it there. We gonna make it there, make it clear. I'm here with y'all and everything is gonna be alright against the wall. But the back ain't against it. I'm gonna make sure, wash it off and rinse it. So we can make sure it's clean, even have to burn it. If you know what I mean. Yeah, 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 turn it out, yeah. I said turn it out. Hit the like button, y'all. Don't be stingy with the likes. Yeah. So, loyalty. What does it mean to you? Because, hey, for me personally, if I know that it's a business arrangement or a situation that's based on an exchange of goods and services, then I'm good with that. I don't trick or nothing like that, but as long as I know where you're coming from, I can make the decision about whether I want to be a part of that or not. So, for all my dudes out there tricking, I see you. Wouldn't want to be you, but I understand. I understand. So let me know, yo, we gonna see how it go. But make the money grow. Yeah. So let's wrap it up. Let's get into it. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this your daily. It's the daily go-getter-mism show. You think it ain't when it is. You think it won't when it is. We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talking about as long as we eating together, I'm loyal. As long as we're eating together, I'm loyal. I don't know, man. I can't be talking about everybody else when I talk about this because some people that I know, some people that you know are just like this. Their loyalty depends on whether you are giving them something, whether you are feeding them something, whether you are providing for them. That's what it's all based on. If you ain't got no money for them, if you don't have no goods and services or some treats, they're not really gonna put in an effort to make sure that you are protected, that you are respected, that you are shown in a good light, a positive light. And some people just like that. And that's the way the world is. And we have to learn how to deal with that because we have to deal within the parameters of that kind of situation. And sometimes that situation is just what's presented to us and we got to deal with it. Sometimes we just got to deal with it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. As long as we're eating together, I'm loyal. This might describe some of y'all girlfriends. This might describe some of y'all boyfriends. This might describe some of y'all spouses. This might even describe some of y'all kids and other family members. It can get nasty. It really can. It can get nasty out here. You know, when you think that you are dealing with somebody, out of pure friendship or what you think is a mutual respect or something grounded in integrity and something decent. And you find out like, no, it ain't like that. They only mess with you because you have something to give, something to offer. And as soon as you stop giving and offering, you're going to find out that that it's over. It's over, baby. Well, this is like an awakening for some people. For some people, this is an awakening. This is just something you got to deal with. This is something you got to deal with. And it can, for some of us, it can bring the worst out of us when we find out that it's like that. Like, yo, wait a minute. It's like that? And you find out, yeah, it's like that. It really is. Hopefully you don't find out the hard way. So we're going to get into this tonight. We're going to get into this tonight, and it's going to be a goodie. It's going to be a goodie. So let's get ready. Hit that like button. Let me get this hardware out of the way. Y'all know how I do. Get the hardware out of the way. And then let's do what we came to do, kid. We gonna do what we came to do, kid. Let me see. Get a few things together over here. Get a few things together. You know what, man? Take that off, man. Put my struggle beads on. I'm going through a little struggle. I'm going through a little struggle right now. I need to be protected and represented. Yeah. Get my struggle beads. Get my struggle beads popping. Get the strizzuggle bizzies pizzopping. What up, y'all? What's good? So Hump Day Wednesday. It's the Daily Go Get 'Emism Show. I'm your host, Son 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. Daily Go Get 'Emism Show all up in your area. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should as well. So we're talking about as long as we eating together, I'm loyal. I should have said, as long as we eating together, they're loyal. You know, I mean, if you've ever been abandoned by friends, if you've ever been betrayed, lined up, set up, ganged up on, then you know what I'm talking about. Because those types of happenings, those types of situations don't come out of nowhere. It be feeling like it comes out of nowhere when you don't understand where somewhere is, when you don't understand how things develop with people. When it's a situation like that and you have to grow up fast, so to speak. You got to grow up fast because somebody out there is plotting against you and maybe have been doing that for a while. Waiting until your well runs dry or taking advantage of the time before you woke up. When was the last time you've been asleep? When the last time you've been asleep when it comes to your friends, when it comes to your peers, when it comes to your neighbors, when it comes to your coworkers, when it comes to your family members, the predatory kind. And once again, I have to reiterate that not everybody is offended by this type of situation. Some people expect it. Some people say, well, this is just the way it go. This is the way the game go. You don't like the way the game is, get out of the game. And I can respect that as long as that's what's conveyed, told, related, expressed up front. I think everybody has a right to know exactly what they're getting into. And I think there's nothing to really be pissed off until somebody shows you that it was really this way when it was portrayed to be that way. That's to me, that's where all the trouble starts. To me, that's where all this trouble starts. But we're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it, be about it, get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we going to solve, y'all. Hold on. I got a little something I got to take care of over here. We got to make sure that a power source is in full effect over here. All right, let me get this together. together. I just can't. All right, so that's good. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get into this whole thing. So what's up, y'all? Y'all a little quiet tonight. We're a little light tonight. It's not like we're not used to it, though. It's not like we're not used to it. It's not like we're not used to it. We good. This is us, La Cosa Nostra. This is our thing. This thing of ours. This thing of ours. As long as we eating together, I'm loyal. Have you ever had a friend that lets you know that your relationship was based on money? Have you ever had fans? You could have been a rapper or a singer or actor or performer, something like that, a dancer or whatever, something in a performance art, and found out that your entourage or the people that you really thought were your friends or even your fans or whatever, you found out the hard way that they don't really rock with you like that. They was in it for the free tickets. They was in it for the free, in order to meet other people. They was in it for the networking. They were in it for the free food, free money, free rides, free entry. Everybody likes things that are free, and I can't blame them. Look at this dickhead. He talking about he said, Unc, what's your license plate number? Oh, my license plate number is SUN 752. I don't mind you knowing that. Jersey plates. SUN 752. Jersey plates. Jersey. All right. So, yeah. This is one of those situations that you may take personally if you really think that somebody, make and model, the make is Ford and the model is Fairlane. It's a Ford Fairlane. Ford Fairlane. 1974. Nice hubcaps, but I keep them clean though. Hubcaps, I keep them clean though. You said ain't got you? What's ain't got you? I don't know. You speak funny. You speak with forked tongue. I don't understand. I don't understand what you're saying. I don't know. I don't know about it. That's that Donald Trump shit. I don't know anything about it. Then he starts telling you what he knows about it. He'd be like, I don't know anything about it. And then he starts talking about it. But then, you know what? Actually, that's a good place to start. In that whole political sphere. That's a situation that's looking awfully shaky right now. The political spectrum right now is looking very, very shaky. War crimes, pedophilia, illegal deportation, all kinds of crazy stuff is going on in politics. And politics is definitely one of those areas where politicians is really every man for himself. So they go with the hot hand that goes along with the hot party. So if things don't go right with whoever is running things, then they jump ship with the quickness and they don't feel no kind of way about it. Now, there was a time when you couldn't go from the Democratic Party to the Republican Party or vice versa and be respected. Well, those times sure have changed. Those times sure have changed. Now they don't care about nothing, man. And don't nothing move but the money. Don't nothing move but the money. And if it's a situation where that's the case, then it shouldn't be a problem. If it's a situation where that's the case. See, like I said, I'll say it again. I don't have a problem with any situation where I know what the agreement is or what the expectation is up front. It's when people start coming back later on, making up rules or trying to say that things were said that wasn't said. That's when things get a little dicey with me. That's when things get a little funny. They get a little funny. My man Troy McNeil is all up in the house. My man Troy Diesel. Troy Diesel is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. What up, champ? He says, this your father. Your mom told me to tell you to go to bed. We don't want you to hear us. Faded down. Down, down, down. Down, down, down. Yeah. As long as we eating together, I'm loyal. So, if you think about, you'll probably find this situation wherever you have ex-friends. You have former friends, people that you're not cool with no more. Or perhaps people that you still like, but y'all not as close as y'all used to be. Y'all don't rock with each other like y'all used to rock. Y'all don't roll with each other like y'all used to roll. And sometimes those separations and those breakups and those not like it used to be type of situations can be mutual. It can be a situation where it doesn't have to involve anybody backdooring anybody or backbiting or stabbing anybody in the back. It doesn't always have to be that way. But a lot of times you'll find in situations where if you were the one paying for all the drinks, paying for all the rides, paying entry fees for people, making it rain. You don't have to be in the club to make it rain. Sometimes you made it rain with your own people and you thought that they were deserving of it. And maybe it seemed like at the time they were deserving of it. But as soon as you pulled back on the reins or as soon as you found out some information that lets you know that you shouldn't be doing as much as you're doing, then you start to see, like all of a sudden, now people know your secrets. They know your moves. They know your addresses, phone numbers. They know other people that you're affiliated with and that you've been dealing with. All your personal information starts to come out. Leaks everywhere. It's looking like the Department of Defense up in here. I'm sorry, the Department of War. It's looking like you looking like Pete Hegseth and the Department of War about this bitch. Gampy on the sticks. What's good? He says, what if you've thought about unaliving every day for the last 20 years? Well, if you've thought about committing suicide every day for the last 20 years, I would say, dag, you have talked yourself out of it for 20 years? Unfortunately, I've known a lot of people who have committed suicide. And they didn't play around like that. When they did it, it got done. So wasn't no talking themselves out of it. It wasn't no talking themselves into it. He said, I was going to wait until my mom passed, but now I have a child, so I don't think I'll ever be able to. Well, I'm glad to hear that you will be sticking it out. You may learn more about yourself and more about life. And at least you care about your child and how they grow up enough to not take your own life. And you know, I don't know if you joking or whatever, but that's not funny. It's not a joking manner. It's really not. Not at all. Suicide is real shit. I don't use words like unalive. If they want to, you know, demonetize my channel because I use regular language, English language, then that's on them. I'm not doing it though. I'm not saying no dumbass shit like that. And I'm not saying you sound dumb for using it. You're actually just being respectful, and I appreciate that. Dimples D's. Dimples D's is in the house. What's good? Good to see you, Ma. Always. Oh, you said, I wish I was joking. It's really hard lately. I understand, man. I don't know if you've gotten help, if you sought out help, if you have any, I don't know what type of support system that you have. But I really hope that things get better for you. I hope that from the bottom of my heart. Because like I said, I've lost a lot of people to suicide. And it leaves the people who love you, who care about you, it just leaves them empty because they don't know what they could have done to prevent it. If anything could have been done. It's the worst feeling as a survivor that you can have. So I hope you don't do that. I really, really hope you don't do that. Peace to you. But I ain't gonna lie, I don't want to talk about that no more. No quiero, no quiero. All right. So as long as we're eating together, I'm loyal. Have you ever had anybody turn their back on you or start rumors about you or start leaking information, personal information about you to your enemies or to people who shouldn't have any association with you or any unsolicited information? Have you ever had somebody do that to you because you wouldn't do business with them, you wouldn't give them whatever, or you wouldn't submit? As long as we're eating together, I'm loyal. Man, if I had a nickel. In show business, we see these types of situations play out in the background all the time. Carla, you know, Carla, I haven't seen you here all week. I knew something was wrong. I did. I knew something was wrong. I couldn't put my finger on it. It's good to see you, Ma. And what up, Wes? I think that's Wes. It says Waze. Waze 64. I'm talking about as long as we're eating together, we're loyal. So we're talking about friends that you may have had to feed, that you may have had to give things to, that you may have had to provide services for. Basically, buying their friendship, or they really start to turn their back on you and get a little ill. You say, oh, how do you feel about snow bunnies? Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Shout out to my man, Dr. Umar Ifatunde. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. That's how I feel about snow bunnies. But there are plenty of other brothers that are, that'll take on a snow bunny. All the ones you have. That's one thing about interracial relationships. Either you all the way in or you all the way out. I don't have nothing against no white people or any other people. But all my girls are black. We gonna keep that consistent. Even the Latina ones was black. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? You do what you do. You do what you do. Jaden Smith, what's good? Jaden Smith's son-in-law, what's good? How you feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling? You good? Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Come on, man. Y'all not talking enough. I need to know where y'all stand on this. You ain't gonna tell me I'm the only one who ever got my feelings hurt by motherfuckers I thought was down with me. But really was just, you know what I mean? Doing whatever they could do to get whatever they could get. You ain't gonna tell me if you still care about me. Do you still care? Tell me if you still care. Do you feel the same way too? You said, why does it show up as Jaden? I don't know. I wish they would fix it back to the old way. I wonder why it is. Why can't it's showing? I don't know. Why isn't it just showing your screen names? Can we fix that? Can we fix that? Do you feel the same way too? Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't pin the number? Fuck am I doing? Now I can't even see it. Okay. That got fixed. We good. I tried to change the format of the live chat. I changed it to all comments. Evidently, the way I had it set up before was just top chat. So, okay. Jeff Sprayberry just came on the scene. What's good, my dude? Good to see you. Always. Carla says, I've always had real loyal people around me. Well, you know what? Well, that's good for you because I could say that, but I can't say that. If you understand what I'm saying, I could say that, but then again, I can't say that because, you know, it was never about me feeding anybody because I never wanted to be that boy. You know what I mean? You know, having to buy friends, buy family, you know, buy love, pay for, I'm not that guy. But there have been times when I thought that we is in a situation, come to find out we wasn't necessarily a ain't, But we wasn't a is enough for me. We wasn't isn't the way we were supposed to be. We was ain'ting more than we was isn't. Now, a lot of people think that this arrangement, where as long as I'm taking care of you, as long as I'm giving you everything, as long as I'm paying for everything, then everything should be all right. There are plenty of people who believe that. And there are plenty of people who are okay with it. There are plenty of men and women in situations where they believe that that's the way it's supposed to go. I grew up with a lot of dudes that did a lot of tricking. And so, they don't have a lot of expectations for their women. They let them do whatever they please. I mean, and you can't stop anybody. Don't make it sound like, well, I'm going to say it like this. I don't want to make myself sound like I'm a chauvinist or anything like this, or anything like that, I should say. But, when there are plenty of men that are perfectly fine with a woman, taking all their money. It's the cost to be the boss. They figure like that's the way it's supposed to be. A man is supposed to pay for everything, and a woman ain't supposed to have to pay for shit. She's supposed to be taken care of. All right, fine. If that's the way y'all sketched it up and that works for the both of y'all, who am I to say that is wrong? Who am I to say that it ain't working? Oh shit. Okay, now I see what's going on. My bad. I got you, Troy. I got you now. I'm going to call you back. That's what I'm going to do. I didn't realize I had the sound all the way down. You know what I'm saying, son? I didn't realize I had the sound all the way down, dog.
You just don't care about your brother, man. What happened to the loyalty, man?
Man, you know what I mean? I asked you for a bite of your hoagie, and you said no. So
no, I cut the half in half.
So now your wife know about your girl. Hey, it is what it is.
The half and half. I couldn't give you the whole other half.
You know what? Speaking of half and half, now tell me how you feel about this. One time I was on the subway, not the subway. I was on a regional rail, going from Trenton to New York, right? I was going up to see my daughter. And I saw these two dudes on the train, and they were sharing a hoagie. And I was like, when I saw them break down the hoagie, it was like one hoagie. I was like, I ain't never seen two dudes break down a hoagie before. And I was like, that look kind of gay to me. I ain't gonna lie. And I was like, you know what? Is it just me? But it did. It looked gay to me.
Jeff even said gay.
It did. It looked gay to me. I was like, you don't break down no hoagie with no dude. And you should have saw the way they broke it down. I was like,
no, that might have been gay, the way they broke it down. You know what I mean?
Dude, first of all, I'm not eating no half a hoagie.
And that's the part right there.
That's number one. Get your own damn hoagie. If we ain't got enough for two hoagies, what we got?
I'll give you a piece. If I give you the half, then that's gay. But I'll give you a piece, I feel comfortable.
When was the last time I had to give somebody a piece of a sandwich?
Or hoagie. Hoagie.
Well, it is a sandwich. It's still a sandwich.
And not just any hoagie. We talking about hoagie at the best hoagie store in the neighborhood.
I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. What up, JJ? What's good?
JJ, what's going on, Jay? What's going on, Jeff? What's up, Carla? Carla with the tongue roll because son be a Carla. Yeah, man. Loyalty.
Hold on. Dimples D says, I have old exes and friends that think that they can come and go out of my life. And no matter how long the time went, the way they try to come back in my life after betrayal, asking for meals. Ooh. Betrayal. Meals.
Say betrayal again.
Hold on. Jeff said, I ain't even gonna let your ass have a potato chip. I ain't even mad at that.
So if I got the money, I'll buy you a hoagie.
That's what I'm saying. You're not taking away a hoagie from me. But they was breaking that shit down. I didn't mean to stare, but I was like, look at here. They sitting next to each other.
I was on the New Jersey Transit on my way to do a training at the Hard Rock because before they opened up the Hard Rock Cafe down in Center City, I had to go down there for training. And these two guys was on the back of the New Jersey Transit bus breaking down heroin.
Well, that I could understand sharing.
That's some loyalty for your ass.
They must have been from Amsterdam. But yeah, you know, I understand what Dimples is saying. Like, you know, people will act like they love you to death. Like, you know, you the best thing since sliced bread. Like they will protect you. Like they will hold it down for you. Like they will make sure that you know they like a force field and a security force at the same time for you. As long as you paying them, as long as you know, putting money in their pocket, as long as they know that something is in it for them and is benefiting them and all of that kind of shit. But when, you know, you see things like this on social media all the time, you know, like now that y'all ain't friends no more, now you outing them to the rest of the world, or you exposing them. I think that shit is so weak. I think it's so whack, and it really shows the lack of character that you have within your character when you do something like that. Like I couldn't even imagine throwing salt on the reputation of somebody just because I'm mad at you.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine that shit. Now, if the truth has to come out, then the truth has to come out. But the truth coming out among a bunch of strangers who don't give a fuck about me. They just want to witness some messy ass shit. I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If I'm gonna do that, then I might as well take my dick and pull it pull it all the way back to my ass and get me a bikini.
For real.
I mean, that's what I might as well do because
Where's the echo coming from?
What echo?
When I'm talking, it sounds like it. Hold on, let me see. Hello? No, it's gone.
All right.
It's gone. Yeah, I agree with you, man. You know, it makes it like you know, I can understand where you're coming from, man. I've had to, you know, I've let friends go. I've had to shut down. It makes it even worse when it's your kids that do stuff like that.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
When dad got them coins, when the coins is coin, the money is money, and the dollars is dollars, they're your best of friends. They singing the Golden Girls song. Thank you for being a dad.
Yeah, that's nasty work.
And then when the coins ain't going no more, and dad needs you, they got amnesia. You know what I mean? You know, that's how people are, man. You know, and it's sad because that like what you just did with the young lady. You know what I mean? That right there alone, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to say anything about, you know, helping her out through that. But you being who you are is what made you do that.
Wait, that was a woman?
I don't know if it was a woman or a man. I just assumed.
I think that's a man.
Oh, okay. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm just saying, you are who you are. You are who you are. You know, when things is not when you ask a person to do something for you and they can't do it, you don't get an attitude with them, or you don't holler at them. You just can't do it for you. They have responsibilities too. There's a respect level. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can't sit back and, man, fuck you, man. I ain't gonna. What? You know what I mean? I forgot years and years ago. I dealt with a female. You know, we was cool. I mean, when I was, matter of fact, one girl I dealt with when I was in my younger years, when I think I was like 19 or 20, might have been 21. We started talking. I went to high school and we started talking. I said, look, I'm gonna take you to the movies. So I called her the next day and was ready. I said, you ready to go to the movie? I mean, if you want to go, I'll go with you if you want to go. She called me back. I ain't even answer the phone, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because that's that cornball shit. But when I had money and I had them coins in my pocket, you wanted to be around me more. But since I ain't come pick you up in a car or send a cab to you or do all that shit, now there's an attitude. No, man, fuck you. I don't need it.
So, okay. But see, that's a little bit different. Like, yeah, that's a little bit different because it's like when I say, as long as we eating together, I'm loyal. See, not wanting to deal with somebody no more is not necessarily disloyalty. But first you have, in order to turn disloyal, you have to first be loyal. So you have to know what that's about first.
So what you telling me is that as long as we at the table eat that plate of food and we got food on the table, it's cool. But when the food going, now you want to walk away.
Yeah. But not just walking away. Not just walking away, because like I said, that's not necessarily disloyalty. It has some, not necessarily that. When I say, see, what I consider loyalty is not just staying with somebody. That's faithful. Loyalty is making sure that not only are you still hanging around, but you hanging around in good faith. You're making sure that somebody is protected, that they need help. I mean, that they get help if they need it, and that they are well taken care of. They're not running back to enemies and people who may not like them and whatever, talking shit and sharing information and just being messy, backbiting and backstabbing and, you know what I mean? And setting people up and telling people where the safe is or where the safe house is, or, where the undisclosed addresses are, and plotting and scheming. That's disloyalty to me. And it don't have to be on no gangster shit. Loyalty when you see it, because a person who is loyal to you, you can't get rid of them even when you're mean to them.
Yeah.
Because they understand. He or she just gets that way sometimes. They get a little stressed out. They don't mean nothing by it. Let them get a little rest or whatever, and they'll be back, be cool again, apologizing and shit like that. That's people who are loyal to you don't allow one-time occurrences to break down everything, or acting like, acting on that bipolar shit. Like people who are bipolar, or people who are who suffer from borderline personality disorder. They always hype up every negative thing that happens to them. They treat it like it's the end of the world. You know what I mean? Or like everything that you did wrong in their eyes was a direct reflection of you trying to hurt them. You know, everything is to the extreme. So people who are disloyal feel no guilt about burning your barn down and all your animals, because they'll try to justify it by saying that you took away their ability to eat. So now you don't have no livestock. And now you won't eat. Shit like that. So loyalty is a different thing. And one of the reasons why I probably have to describe my brand of loyalty is because we have gotten so far away with each other as far as loyalty is concerned. There's so many people who are so disingenuous these days that it's hard for us to identify any loyalty, because it keeps eluding us. It keeps running away from us. It keeps getting away from us. It keeps running. What up? What up? Emily Dunlap is in the house. Bow! She about to turn it out. And Señorita Ramirez. Señorita Ramirez. Thanks for coming through, y'all. Appreciate you. So, like, all right, so you take this platform. You know, I can only expect a certain amount of what I would consider loyalty. I mean, this is just it's a show. It's a platform. Y'all don't have to come here every night. You know what I mean? But let's say if it was a situation where I had giveaways, like if I was giving away something every night. So you come in here, like this is a radio station, and you like the ninth caller or some shit like that, waiting to get paid. And as soon as I don't have it to give, or, you know, when that kind of shit dries up or whatever, or I don't have the sponsorship to be able to have giveaways, now you don't want to have nothing to do with my show. You know what I mean? You talking about something I never liked the show anyway. I was just there for the coffee mug. I was there for the belt buckle. I was there for the terrible towels, whatever the fuck I was giving away. You know what I mean? You know, that kind of shit. But even with that, you don't owe me. You don't owe me. Nobody owes me their listenership. They don't owe me that. And I'm not paying for that. So, you know, it's just one of those things. But you know what I mean? Like, if I started looking at it that way, like, oh yeah, you know, you don't look at my show no more. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you thought I was cute and I ain't get with you off camera or some shit like that. So now you don't want to add, you understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, silly shit like that. Not that happens, but you know, that would be an example of somebody being or showing false dedication, false loyalty, you know, all that shit. Like, oh, I thought you was gonna be my boyfriend. Well, now you're not gonna be my boyfriend. I don't want to hear none of that shit that you had to say. I never liked what you was talking about anyway. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. Yeah. People be in it for them. But I am flattered that you was only coming to my show because you thought you was gonna get some dick. Like, a lot of men can't say that. That's pretty cool. I can't say it either, but if I could, that would be pretty cool. I don't know. Shit crazy. Yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah. But there's loyalty. Let me ask you this. Who would you say was the most loyal person that you've ever met to you?
Damn, that's a good one. Well, I mean, damn, if I go all the way back to you.
Me?
You. Yeah, because when I go through my history, right, and I go through the lineage of what I've been through, when I start thinking about people, We fell off because I didn't know your phone. I forgot your phone number. We didn't fall off because we went through something. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So before all that, we already had a brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
We just reconnected the brotherhood. But every time I think of now when I'm running through my mind, I'm trying to think. When you talk about loyalty, you talk about what you just said. You know, I haven't even seen that in a while. I haven't seen that in years.
I understand.
You know what I mean? So if I got to sit back and reevaluate that, right? You know, even when I think about my children right now, you know, I don't when your children, I don't the term "life be life" and should never come out your children's mouth when you need them, because that's your children.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I mean, at the end of the day, the loyalty also means able to sacrifice. It's part of sacrificing. Maybe that day you can't go to the gym, or maybe that day maybe that day you gotta go pick up medicine for your mother or your father.
Mm.
You know, it's all about the sacrifice, that loyalty right there. And you know, somebody had told me before, you know, when your kids get older, they're not obligated to do nothing for you. You're right, they're not obligated. But at the end of the day, they should want to consider it.
I disagree that they're not obligated.
Somebody told me they weren't obligated.
I wholeheartedly disagree with that.
I disagreed in the same way.
Mm.
But my theory was like, to me, they're obligated. But if you want to use your theory, they should want to.
I agree. But I totally disagree that they have no obligation. Because I mean, so since you birthed them, created them, fathered them, or mothered them, you don't have an obligation to raise them?
I have a son that still tells me that we're still your children. Yes, you are still my children. When you're an adult, even when you're an adult, you're still my children. But you're an adult now. So when you sit back and you say, I should be calling checking up on you, no, you should be calling checking up on me. And then if I don't hear from you, I call and check up on you to make sure you're cool. See, there's even etiquette and proper etiquette in a norm of how you conduct yourself, and even with loyalty amongst children. So, I mean, we knew as kids that as you get older, your parents get older. And as your parents get older, it's up to you to fall back and become the parent to your parents sometimes.
Mm.
Because your parents.
The parent to your parent. Wow.
What you say?
You said the parent to your parent. I said, wow.
The parent to your parent. Because your parent can't do what your parent normally used to do. Your parent resorts back to somewhat of not a child, but she resorts to a senior citizen, and she can't move around like she normally does. Somewhat like a child, because a child couldn't. When you was a baby or you was a toddler, you couldn't get around like that. Some parents can't get around like that. Some parents can't. They've done so much work and been working on a feet all their lives, or they working their hands, or they develop carpal tunnel, arthritis in their knees and their feet. Some of them got beginning stages of Alzheimer's or dementia, and they need you to be there. So that loyalty right there. And when it resorts back to that, you have to be the parent to your parent.
Mm.
You do. And people don't understand that. Children of today's youth or the youth before that, not Gen Alpha, but Gen Z. Are we Gen Z or we millennials?
Who, us?
Yeah.
Gen X.
Or Gen X. Or Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they don't understand that.
Mm.
You know, I always try, and that's the whole thing about it. The loyalty part when it comes to loyalty, I look at, like I said, if I call you my friend, I call you my brother. The only time that changes is when you change.
Right.
Is when you change. I don't change the narrative. I don't give a fuck if we get into a heated argument or a heated disagreement. We debated on this damn platform on your live stream to the point we was like in the back of our mind, like fuck him.
Mm-hmm.
But that don't take away the love. That don't take away the respect. It's a debate.
Yeah, that's.
What you say?
No, I was just going to say, you know,
yeah.
when you know what loyalty is, you know what to expect from others
Right.
and of yourself.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. Society has become so damn vexed, you know, that you really don't know where loyalty stands. Loyalty is not a dollar bill. Loyalty goes beyond a monetary gift,
right,
or funds in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Loyalty goes beyond that. Loyalty is when the person needs a shoulder to cry on, you that shoulder. Loyalty means sacrificing one thing to make sure that person is cool. It might be a day that you might not be able to go to work. You got to go be there. You got to go to a funeral for that person and be there for them.
To me,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. To me, the strongest.
Go loyalty ahead. There's so many things of showing your loyalty. Loyalty is not biting your tongue either. Loyalty is speaking. If you feel some type of way, speak up on it. Because if you don't speak up on it, it's going to break that bond of loyalty.
Yeah, to me, the greatest loyalty is shown when the person ain't around. It's easy to be loyal when a person is right there in front of you.
Yeah.
But the real loyalty shows when you're not around. What kind of way are they talking about you? When your name is brought up, how do you handle that? Do you defend? Do you explain? Do you show that person in a good light? Do you hold them in high regard? Do you make sure that that's known to other people? Do you insist that other people do the same? You know, in the comments, let me see. Maria, well, Senorita Ramirez says, my sons are loyal to me. And Dimples D says her family is the most loyal. And I thought I saw somebody else, but so they're describing who's most loyal to them. I would say this: my mom is probably the most loyal person to me I've ever known. And I say that because she never sold me out.
Mm-hmm.
She never sold me out. Now, later on, you know, in the last 10 years, she threw me under the bus a couple of times. I was shocked. I swear to God, I was shocked. But never in life have I questioned who she was down with. You know what I mean? Like, shit, even as a kid, you know, cousins from out of town, you know, come over, they come through, they spend the night or whatever. My mom never put nobody before me. You know, so I knew what it was. You know, I never heard her talk down on me at any stage in my life to the last 10 years, though. You know what I mean? Chalk that up to old age. You know what I'm saying? Kind of ornery. But yeah. But she's not. I've had a lot of experience with loyalty. So there are other people who have been very loyal to me, too. But I had to build myself up to that point where I could really see it, because, you know, in my younger years, not so younger years, I would say before my 50s, I got sold out by a lot of people. You know what I mean? And when you get sold out by people, it makes you stop believing. It makes you stop thinking that, anybody is decent or that they really will hold you down or that they have your best interests at heart. All that shit go out the window. I'm good, Bryce. I appreciate you looking out. I'm good tonight. Maybe not the whole night, but I can hang in there. I can hang in there. We good. But yeah.
But that's the thing about it. I had talked to you earlier about my situation with my brother. And like I said, that's, to me, I'm loyal on that aspect. But when the other person can't show loyalty towards me, it's getting to the point where I gotta fall back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it becomes overwhelming, especially when you love hard and you care about people hard, and it's not reciprocated back. That shit affects me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It affects me a lot because, and that's either, I'm talking about like love hard. I'm not talking about through a monetary gift or financial gift. I'm just talking about a care gift.
Yeah.
I mean, I can sit on the phone and I can honestly say, I've had surgeries and I've been in the hospital where not one of my siblings popped up at the hospital to check on me. Not one.
That's not acceptable.
And I had said to my brother today, I said, when I told my brother I was in hospital, when I told my brother what was going on, he was like, then why didn't you call and tell me he was in the hospital? I said, why didn't you call and talk to me, period?
Mm.
That's the whole thing in a nutshell. That's right. That's enough loyalty for your ass. If son calls me and say, yo, Troy, I need to meet up. I got to talk to you about something. Can't be talked to over the phone. And then I get in front of you and you say, yo, I got to ride to New York, man. I'm going through some shit with somebody fucking with my daughter. I need you to ride with me. All right, let's go, bro. I could be at work and you call me. Yo, all right, meet me out front, man. Loyalty, man. Loyalty, love, respect, brotherhood. I'm all for that. You know what I mean? But when I got to tell my brother and run down everything I done did, and you don't notice it, and yet you still in your mind it doesn't resonate. Then at some point in time, I'm gonna fall back. You know what I mean? I'm a nomad. You no mad at me? I'm no mad at you.
I saw that coming.
I
saw that coming.
I mean, I got to do that, man. Because, see, like I said, when you going through a lot, you see, who your brother is. And your brother, majority of the time, is not your blood brother. You know what I mean? I got brothers out here that's more of my brothers than my blood brothers.
Mm.
I got a sister out here that just lost her son during the summertime, and before that I didn't even hear from her. Not even a happy birthday. Birthday come call, wish her happy birthday, sing songs to her, ask her what he's doing. If I got some coins, I'll cash up you some money. But no. And this sister right here, the protection I put on her through her addiction, and the majority of the reason why she's still here is existing after burning people out of money and people know me, know that shit. Man, listen, bro. You do that shit towards me, I'll be kissing your ass because you saved my life.
Mm.
But no, people don't understand that. And I'm not even a thug. That's the when you're not a thug and you ain't into that bullshit and people respect you, they ain't respect, that's love, man.
Yeah, I understand that.
You know, because some people don't even give a fuck if they know you. So what, your people owe me money, man. Fuck that. You lucky I don't shoot you.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
No, these streets are fucking filthy.
I know people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, she ain't around. You got money on you? Give me the money that your sister owes me, man.
Nah, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
Real, man. But the loyalty, there's a lot of representations of loyalty.
If you can find them, they're
Yeah,
not all. They're
yeah.
not always. They're not always evident like that. They're not always outright. You got to get them where you can find them. But I'll tell you this: when we talk about as long as we're eating together, I'm loyalty. That's a real situation.
Yes,
That,
it
like
is.
I said, a lot of people are unfortunately comfortable with that kind of arrangement. It's like going to a store. You ain't got no money. You can't have nothing out of the store. Okay, I understand that. But you mean to tell me I can't have no emotions from you because I don't have no money?
Mm-hmm.
Of
Well,
course,
I can't speak my thoughts.
yeah. And we definitely can't hang out.
Mm-hmm. No.
I mean, so if I really need you around, or you know what I mean, I just need a listening ear or a shoulder to cry on, or not even cry, or let's say a shoulder to lean on, or you know what I mean? Um, somebody to wrap the ace bandage around my wrist or my ankle. You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
For real.
you know, um, I've seen people do their family that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's one of the scariest things about being a senior citizen because people take advantage of senior citizens so much. And it's sad because it's almost like, you know how like a hospital will take good care of you as long as your insurance is straight, your
Mm-hmm.
copay is paid. You know what I mean? They'll do their job for you. But as soon as your situation become a little janky and it's not guaranteed that they're gonna get their money, you realize that of course it's not about loyalty, it's a hospital or a nursing home. But
Mm-hmm.
you see all those services were just because you paid for them. You can't even get a smile and a bag of popcorn when that money ain't right.
That's the truth.
You know, you might really be in the mood for some popcorn. You know what I mean? Popcorn and potato chips is one of those things. Like when you really got a taste for
Yeah, you really want it. You walk through the snow to the store to go get that
them, that's
shit.
what I'm saying. You know what I mean? They might not be something you want every day, but when you got a taste for them, you got to have that.
Yeah, that's the truth,
Make
bro.
you damn near get suspended from work because you shook that goddamn vending machine. They try to take your money.
Break the shit out that machine.
Mm-hmm. Like Bryce said in the comments, this is a good comment. He says, "Remove the benefit and find out who they truly are."
Yeah, yeah.
Remove the benefit. I done seen people that I thought was really cool with each other. I've seen them, talk about each other like dogs, or at least one of them, talk bad about the other one. I'm like, that's fucked up.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, even when we was doing comedy, you know my situation.
Mm-hmm.
And that person, I would have fought for that person. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? On all I love, I would have fought for that person. Even when we went through the problem at the first fight, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I would have fought for him. But now, I mean, but the Lord, but when that bond was broken, that loyalty was broke. Now, I mean, to this day, there's always a thought like, what if I wasn't going through nothing at the time, and I had caught and I had seen him.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been a beautiful situation.
Well, once again, that's one of those situations that wasn't written in blood. That's one of those
Yeah.
situations where obviously we was only together to eat together. We was only in for the money. Because as soon as things happen to test the bond beyond the money, you see how everybody got.
Right.
And I mean, talk about a situation where you talking about as long as we eating together, I'm loyalty. As soon as the money dried up in their eyes, it was a wrap.
Well, that
Or
was
as soon as
number
the
one.
money
But number
wasn't
two,
what as soon as they didn't have control over the money.
there you go. Or I was getting more of the money, and they didn't have control of the money.
Right.
And that's the whole thing about it. It's not, and it wasn't even about that. It was about us eating. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's about us eating together. You know. But then at the end of the day, when the disrespect goes above and beyond, and then you just keep building like Legos, put Lego blocks together on top of more bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no fixing that. There's no
It
fixing
really
such
ain't.
situation.
You think, I said, it really ain't. You be thinking that it is. You know, that's the one thing I really don't miss about being young. You be thinking that your boys are really your boys and they gonna be like that forever. Man, and you find out forever is like until Tuesday.
Yeah, that's the truth, boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody sit back and they say, "Yeah, man, I gotta love you, bro. I got respect for you, bro. I got this, I got that." But as soon as the shit hits the fan, where you at?
Marjorie Taylor Greene in it.
There you go. There you go. As a matter of fact, that's gonna be the new term. Yo,
You
why you
got
Marjorie?
MTG.
Why you MTG,
You
man?
gonna MTG you.
You're a fucking MTG, man. I ain't fucking with you,
Nah,
MTG.
man.
Get the fuck away from me doing that MTG shit.
Straight lace.
Cause I'm from New York, concrete jungle, West Green tomato.
Thank you. Ditto. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
bro.
sad state of affairs. Like I
It
said, when you
is.
younger, you really, when you younger, you really be in your feelings about a lot of things. You know what I mean? Your emotions drive a whole lot of your decisions and your interactions with motherfuckers and all of that kind of shit. And some people are in gangs and things like that when they young. So, they really are pushing the whole family narrative and all of that kind of shit. And as soon as you ain't in that gang no more, it's over for you. It's over for you. They might take your life.
This shit, yeah. Shit just
Get your
like this.
life taken
Just
because you
like,
wouldn't take no more lives.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's the fucked up part of life, man.
Yeah.
Like you just said, you go back. That's why when you was like, who's the most loyal? Well, majority. My mom not here no more, and even through all that, like you said, as she got older, she start throwing things that she wasn't saying things out of her mouth to other people about me. You know what I mean? That broke that loyalty, but it didn't take away the love. That's my mother.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I know what
But
you
the
mean.
thing about, huh?
I said, but I know what you mean. Go ahead.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you try to go through all parts of your life and try to find out. Like one of my cousins that I was so tight with, when I called you and I told you that I was trying to, like I told you, I called my cousin, told him that my mom had passed away. You didn't answer my phone call nor my text message. So when your adopted sister passed away, I didn't ignore your phone calls or your text messages because I didn't get none of it. I don't ignore phone calls. Not at all. I hate the scam likey calls. I hate them. But I don't ignore phone calls. Because you never know what is important. Or if that person really needs you at that time. So there's no I don't ignore. You know what I mean? It's not a good thing. It's not a good look. You know what I mean? It's just so, but that loyalty, it carries a whole lot of weight with me. I can even forgive you for the bullshit. So even through loyalty comes forgiveness too, because you go through shit and you gotta forgive the person you're going through with. But if it's the same shit you're going through, even God allow a devil to mess with you at some time because he keep telling you stop doing the same shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, when you got a bull and that bull is like a brother to you, and he keeps on the same shit over and over and over and over. Like when I was working at Sheraton Suites, and Nick Boy was working there, and I knew one of his cousins. You know, me and one of his cousins was real tight. So, you know, I'm looking at him like a little cousin and stuff, and we busting it up. But all of a sudden,
No. Go ahead.
No, but then all of a sudden I turned back around, talking behind my back. You know what I mean? You know, you talking behind my back, you talking grimy. You know, people come back and tell me I gotta approach you. And then one time I asked you to do your job because I'm your supervisor, and you get rah talking about I'm picking on you. You're 40-something years old. How am I picking on you? I just want you to do your job. Then you threaten me with the general manager. Then I gotta tell our boss that if you come back with the general manager, I'm gonna punch his spirit out of his body. Because at the end of the day, I just want you. If you respect me, if I'm working for Son, right, and Son look at me as family. If Son has me do something, if out of anybody in that place that he's supervising, I should be the first to do it. Because I got that much respect for you. We like brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you got to go back and forth with me about doing your job, then you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. And one more time, I got to say it again. Fuck you.
Okay.
I yield to you.
Dimples D's in the comments. She had an interesting comment. She said loyalty, love is precious. Sometimes you give so much, and some people just continue to take action, speak loud. Some people just continue to take action, speak louder than spontaneous applause. Action speaks louder than spontaneous applause.
What you think about that?
Wow. Well, it's true. It's true. Sometimes your biggest supporters ain't the ones that's out there cheering. Some people are doing things for you and supporting you in the background. So you think you might think that you making something happen for yourself, and they've been putting the fix in for you, making it look like you pulling all the strings. But in reality, you know what I'm saying? You being you being shown favor. You being taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good night, Senorita Ramirez. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate you.
Ramirez.
Appreciate you.
Real
Yes, I
man.
do. Yes, I do. But yeah, I mean, shit
I
is
agree with
real
that
out
one,
here.
Deb.
Because you know, when you experience when you experience true loyalty, you're not going to accept anything else. You're not. That's not to say that everybody or anybody has to be there at your every beck and call, because that's not what loyalty is about. But it is
Yeah,
making.
let's go to relationship type loyalty.
All right.
What do you think about that?
Well, I'm gonna just tell you like this. Luckily in my life, I've had very good experiences when it came to women. I mean, most of my relationship, I was the problem. But I wasn't the problem as far as, putting them in any dangerous positions or hurting them or fucking them up and all that kind of shit. I'm just a funny type of dude. And I'm set in my ways in a lot of ways. But I haven't dealt with a whole lot of chicks that, did reckless, not well thought out, messy or toxic shit. I haven't been a part of that. So, I don't have a lot of bad things to say about anybody that I've dealt with, except for a handful, and they wasn't really real. You know what I mean? So, um, there's an energy that you have to have in order to attract the type of energy that you need. And if you don't take care of that in the beginning, it's going to be hard to get it in the middle or the end. So,
And that's what I always say. That's what I had. That's the hard thing that I had to come to grips with. That if you don't take care of it in the beginning, then you created the monster on your own. You can't get upset at anything because that's the monster you created because you didn't take care of it in the beginning.
that's true. That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
You do have to take accountability for that, and it's
You
not an
do.
easy thing to do, but it's
But
something that has to be done.
yeah, but the loyalty, it takes me out because, when a person sit back and say, you know, when you look for loyalty, when a woman looks for loyalty and you giving them loyalty, then you look for protection of your insecurities and everything else. And the only way a man can protect your insecurities, first of all, you got to realize something. The first word is in, so it's in you, and the second word is secure. You have to secure your insecurities. I can't secure your insecurities because it's within you. So if I'm sitting up here trying to tell you, if you ask a person a question, what's this, or what's that, what's this, and you're giving them the answer, if you can't just take the answer and leave it alone, then that's you that want to keep this thing going or create the problem. Because I'm a firm believer of I'm not hunting and I'm not looking for nothing. So I'm secure within myself. I trust everything you're doing the right way until I see something different with my eyes or your actions. Sometimes I'm gotta be broke. Sometimes you do break your north. Well, if you get home at 7:45 or 8 o'clock and you get home at 8:30, there's a reason why. Well, traffic was backed up. Well, I stuck at work a little bit longer to finish this up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason. But when that person gives you the reason, he's showing you loyalty by explaining to you the reason. To clear what? Your insecurities. But you can't, if you don't understand that, then you're creating more of the problem. And when you create more of the problem, you're also damaging the relationship. Because at some point in time, the person that you're creating a problem with is going to get frustrated and tired of having to tell. It's like 8 million stories in the naked city. And when he's telling the same damn story because of your insecurities, and you're not being loyal to him by just listening.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking listen. Listen. Beyonce had the song out. Listen. You sing it. You doing that karaoke. Just listen. Perfect t-shirt to just put on it. Just fucking listen. If a man or a woman listen to what they man and woman say, and you allow it to just freshly marinate in your mind and not allow it to go through parts of your brain, the negative part of your brain, be a lot of marriages and relationships that still be together. But when you don't listen and you allow your insecurities to overpower you, or you allow your thought process to be overpowering, that's a lose-lose situation. And the loyalty be broken by that's when the loyalty is broken. When you withholding relations in the bedroom, when you going out with your girlfriends and coming in whenever you want to go in it.
Mm-hmm.
When I call on the phone and you're not answering your phone. You know what I mean? When you doing A, B, and C, but you ain't doing D, E, F, and G. There's a whole lot of things that go along with loyalty within a relationship. You know what I mean? And that's not even saying that the man is perfect or the woman is perfect. But at the end of the day, when you're trying to make to show loyalty, even when you go through an argument, it doesn't mean you're not loyal. You're just going through an argument.
Yeah, that's just an argument. But you have to know where and how you're established with somebody.
Yeah. And you figure if you've been with a person for so many years that they would have an understanding of, at the end of the day, they should know you and you should know them. And where you stand at. You know what I mean? Mm. I just can't understand it when it comes to that type of shit. I can't understand. It's a plethora of things I don't understand when it comes to bullshit. You know, because like I sit back and I like, when I hang up the phone with you, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna reevaluate everything I just said. There's times I get off the phone after talking on a live stream, and I'll be like, "What the fuck? You're absolutely fucking correct." And then you overthinking what you just said, or you overthinking what you just heard that made so much sense, and it pushes you to, well, let me call this person and say something to fuck to. I gotta get this shit off my chest.
All right.
But
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We about to do we about to do the poll.
Wait. The bull perk said I run my marriage like a business.
I know. I said it. I saw it. That's why I said, "Damn, really?" Let's do the poll question. Have you ever been involved with someone who really only wanted money from you? And 34% said yes, and I kicked him to the curb. 31% says no, I would never be a part of that. 14% said that's called marriage. And 21% says prostitution works for me. And I'm not even mad at that prostitution works for me part, because at least they know what it is up front. Yeah. Like it's a monetary transaction. I pay up front. I go ahead, I get my nut off, and then I'm out. I'll see you the next time when we can have this arrangement. Nobody's feelings get involved, at least it's not supposed to. It's the path of least resistance.
Just bang, zoom, take it to the moon.
Now, some people are in that type of prostitution situation without it actually, and that's actually a marriage or a relationship. It's just run like a prostitution.
You're not leaving.
Well, shit, you I don't.
Well.
Yeah, I can't. All I can say is was understood doesn't have to be repeated. I ain't mad at it if that's what y'all agreed to up front and y'all on the same page with it. That's okay. Now the problem I see is when y'all not on the same page with it and it's being portrayed as being one thing when it's another thing. So, all right, let's do these birthday shout outs, man. We're going to get up out of here. All right, we have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious December 3rd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Come on, man. What the hell? Okay, there we go. Mark Wirtz. Happy birthday. And also Berlisa 10 Washington. And Sarah Houston Lovato. And my girl from way back into 1993, Marvinus Woods, Vanessa Worthy, Adia Brown, Nappy Nikki, DMC, Tanya Sims, my man Mark Kenny, Karen Lennox, big supporter of the show, Michelle A. Perry, Christine Epperson, Vivian Gleaves, Tomo Vert, Shonda Blake, last but not least, my girl Shonda Blake, going all the way back to the 1986. We went on a prom together. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious December 3rd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out. Rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, man, listen, when it comes to this whole loyalty thing, if your loyalty is based on how much somebody is feeding you or giving you or providing for you, then loyalty should be a word that is eliminated from your vocabulary. You don't really know what that means. And, you know, you can have surface loyalty and then you can have real loyalty, the deep kind of loyalty, the kind that reinforces itself, the kind that makes people makes people feel safe and secure and comfortable around you. And even if you can't get it, that doesn't mean that you can't practice it. Because if you practice it well enough and long enough, trust me, it will get back to you in the same way. And if you haven't gotten there yet, I hope you get there real soon or as close as possible. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, 2 a.m. with another Daily Go Get 'Emism show, so make sure y'all come on through. In the meantime, in between time, hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Y'all be good. Y'all be blessed. I appreciate all of y'all for coming through each and every time. So, my man Troy, appreciate you, man. Love is love.
Day, bro. Love you too, bro.
Without a doubt. So, we going to get on up out of here. Make sure y'all hit the like button, share the show, Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, we will see y'all on the other side tomorrow night, Thursday. Y'all be safe until then. Peace. All right.